Hello, how y'all doing today? So I decided to go ahead and really take the plunge and put them elderberry plants in the bed where that nutsedge was at. We're gonna see how it go. I got 3 varieties, 9 plants total. I got 3 Johns, 3 Adams, and 3 Yorks. A couple of them I wasn't too sure about. Maybe 2 or 3 of them either ain't have no green on them at all, or they, look like they was already on the struggle bus. But I'm gonna go ahead and plant them anyway and see what they do. I'm not gonna put no food in the planting holes because I topped the bed off with a mix of black cow, mushroom compost, and potting soil, which should be good till I get them rolling and start my feeding schedule. This spot right here don't really get all day sun. It don't have no morning sun. It usually don't get the sun over here till about 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But that should be fine because that means it'll still get about 6 to 7, maybe 8 hours of sun every day. I really wanted to put them over here, not only because it's a bed and it's like a more permanent type of spot rather than a container, but I wanted to put them here mostly because it's sitting right next to my kind of medicinal area where my, my medicinal type herbs at. So that's the real reason why I really wanted to put them there. Hopefully they do good right here because I can't wait to make me some elderberry syrup, elderberry tea. I might even try to make my own gummies. Now, we all know that elderberry is good for cold and flu because it helps boost the immune system. But did y'all know that it had other benefits that would assist in the health of your heart? It's so high in antioxidants that it can help reduce inflammation and improve circulation, which can potentially lower your risk of cardiovascular disease. It might even be able to help regulate your blood pressure and reduce cholesterol. Then on top of all that, it helps with nerve pain and constipation too. I mean, the list goes on and on. But y'all know I ain't no doctor, so do your own research. I mean, I wouldn't lie to you, but still. Don't be over there skipping no doctor's appointment and trying to self-medicate talking about some old Spencine told me to do it. Oh no, Mo, don't you blame it on me. What they say, don't trust nobody's information but your own, baby. Go on and look it up for yourself. All right, now the elderberry bed has officially been planted. Let's see what it do. Y'all don't know how excited I am. I've been wanting some elderberries. I'm starting to see the garden come alive. I've been planting stuff here and there whenever the mood strikes. I have a little bit planted all over the garden, but I haven't planted anything in this bed right here yet. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with it because it's kind of on tilt and it got all them weeds in it, and I think it's the same kind of like nutsedge type weeds that was in that other bed over there. I'm gonna think about it for a little while and come back to it later. I'm also thinking about retiring this tower planter that I use for mint. Even though the actual metal stand is still good, the planters themselves are starting to deteriorate and crack up. I ain't too sure about them going another year. And the cute little colored decorative tops on my olas then started breaking up too. So instead of going through all the trouble of trying to find the right size planters that'll fit this stand, I'ma just go on and remove it. I'ma just put me 1 big pot of rosemary right there. That'll replace the one I lost in the freeze. And I could just go on and hook that up to the drip irrigation system. That'll be one less thing I gotta worry about hand watering besides the strawberries. And the 5-gallon buckets, cause they not hooked up either. Y'all, I swear, every year I underestimate how much soil I'ma need. I didn't have no empty containers out here. Even the broken ones I got rid of was at least half full. And I know I needed a little extra from when I switched my fabric beds to the metal ones because they was a little bigger. But besides that, all I really needed to do was top everything off. And at this point, this is still like my 4th batch of soil I'm mixing. Now, y'all know I usually take my broken containers or any old containers that I'm about to get rid of and I dump that old soil that's in there inside of another bed or container before I top it off. But like I said, this right here was my mint tower. All 4 of these planters was mint, just different kinds. And y'all know how mint spread, it'll definitely take over. So even though it looked dead and dried out, I still don't trust it because they still got buku roots down in there and I don't know if something gonna sprout later on down the line. And I sure don't want it in none of my beds. So instead of dumping these in another bed or a container I'm about to grow in, I'm gonna go ahead and dump them in a low spot of the yard so I don't even have that to worry about later on down the line. So now it's just gonna be 1 big pot of rosemary over here in this corner. Now, I know you can't tell because this video is sped up, but at this point, I was already tired and slow moving. And I had been working on this batch of soil for the last 2 or 3 days, so I was determined to be finished with it by the end of the day. Each batch had about a half a bag of peat moss. And I know we starting to phase that out because of the climate change and everything, and they realizing that it's unsustainable. But that's what I had, so that's what I used. When I'm finished with the last of what I got, then I'll go ahead and get some cocoa coir. So please do not jump in my comments with no BS because I'm not for it. So besides the peat, it had 6 bags of potting soil, 2 bags of black cow, 4 bags of the store brand bagged compost, a 40-pound bag of mushroom compost, and about a 5-gallon bucket of vermiculite. So y'all, after I mixed that soil, I had to start recording. I was just trying to get it done because like I said, I'm tired. But I had to go back and get the phone and hit the record button and show y'all that I went to dig in this pot to put something else in here or top it off with the soil I just mixed and found these potatoes, child. I don't even remember when I planted these. I ain't pulled no weeds or nothing out this pot, so I ain't had no indication that something was in there. So I got a quick little bonus harvest and I appreciate it. Thank you, Lord. By his hands, we are fed. Next up, perennial herbs. I'm not going to plant the herbs right now because the sun is coming out and it's starting to get hot. But I am going to go ahead and set the buckets up and get them filled so when the sun starts to go down, I can just come come out and pop them in. Once I put the rosemary back in place, that's going to leave 4 30-gallon fabric pots that's still up here. Growing echinacea, comfrey, green onion, and of course rosemary. I'm probably going to go ahead and leave those as 30-gallon pots too, because all of those things are things I prefer to have more of anyway. All the rest of the containers up here is about 15 to 20 gallons, which is actually pretty big for herbs, but they're perennial, so it's cool. I think I said it before, but most of my culinary type herbs is in my 5-gallon buckets. Well, besides basil, because that's kind of sprinkled all over the place around my tomatoes and stuff like that. And y'all know I like to keep most of my sweet and hot peppers in my 5-gallon buckets on the bucket stand. But other than that, I think around 20 to 30 gallons is my sweet spot for growing basically anything else. Because even though at one point my garden was full of 5-gallon buckets, I did notice that when I moved up and got larger size containers, it allowed my plants to get larger. Not only my plants to get larger, but it allowed me to be able to harvest larger, like regular size fruits. Or should I say crops. Man, I've been said I was tired. I was trying to get through the last of that soil over there, but I think this pot right here gonna be the last one for the day. It's real windy out here, but that sun done came all the way out and it's beaming on my head. So I'm about to go take me a break and I'll be back out to plant when the sun start going down. Hold up. Before I go in, let me give y'all a quick little visual of what we looking like. Because once again, it's starting to look like a little garden or something out here. Happy gardening, y'all.